Okay, then, so now what we need to do is we need to create a Next.js application. So right click and refresh it. Okay, then, so now what we need to do, we need to create a Next.js application. So let's open up our browser and search for Next.js. And you can find their official website. That's the first one. So click it, it will be opened, and you can see their official documentation over here. So click that documentation and you can see how to create the next application and lots of information over here. So I strongly recommend you to go through this documentation if you are learning any new technology at first. So let me copy this command and open up your terminal window or command prompt. So navigate to your desired location. So for the time being, I'm just going to create in the desktop itself. So let me create a new directory over there for, let's say, Firebase auth. Okay, so now let me navigate to that Firebase authentication folder. Okay, so inside here, I'm going to create the next application. So right click and paste it. And here you can, the command which I copied it from here, I pasted over there. Then you need to give a folder to create an application. So for the time being, I'm not going to create a new project folder inside this folder. I'm going to extract all the files inside this folder itself. So /. So that will extract all the information inside that folder itself. So let's install it. So this will take a few minutes or a few seconds to install all these necessary applications for your Next.js. So in the time being, what we can do is let's move to Firebase. So search for firebase.google.com. And here, this is their official website, like firebase.google.com. And you can click this go to console menu, click that go to console menu. And that will takes you to the your project section. These are all the few projects which I already created with my Firebase account. So click here to create a new project and name this as you wish. For the time being, I'm just going to name it as Firebase auth -YouTube. So click continue. And if you wish to enable all the Google Analytics for this particular project, you can enable it. So this, I'm not going to create a full stack complete project. So let me disable it and create the project. So this will create your Firebase project in a second. So this will be done when then still our Next.js project is it's downloading. So let's wait. Okay, so now it's done. So let's create this continue. So that will takes you to our Firebase main that particular project dashboard over here. So here you can see the authentication database and all those things. This video is not about the complete Firebase tutorial. I'm just going to show you how to use the Firebase authentication providers like Google provider. We are going to use only the Google provider. So if you click this authentication, so that will takes you to authentication menu. So click get started. From there, it will display all the providers which it supports. So you can use email and password, Google, Facebook, Play Games, Game Center. I'm not sure who's using the Game Center and all those things. Apple, GitHub, Twitter, Yahoo, all these things. And even you can use the phone authentication also. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use the Google authentication. Okay, so click this Google authentication and enable it. If you enable it, this is your project ID, and that don't touch it anything, just leave it as it is. Or if you wish to change any public name for this particular project, you are free to change all those things. So select your email ID over here. So this will generate your web client and web client secret automatically, so you don't need to worry about it. So click save. So in a few seconds, that will enable your project with the web client of your Gmail account. So now if you go here, edit it, and if you go to this web SDK configuration, so this is your client ID and this is your secret. So we successfully created our web client now. So let me close it now. And these are all the authorized domains to access these authentication. So make sure that you have your local host over here. Cool. And even if you wish to add localhost with specific port, you can add that along over here. Okay, so now what we need to do is, let's go to our authentication. Good, our Next.js project is successfully created. So let me open it in my Visual Studio Code.